Hello. Hi,
Hi
Nurain.
Deepa.
So,
Hi.
to hello to everyone who's watching us. Due to some technical issues, we couldn't come live on YouTube, and therefore we thought we'll record the conversation and put it up on YouTube for all of you to watch. So today we are celebrating the second anniversary of Purna Wellbeing, and it is also the first time that I'm welcoming Nurain, who is my colleague, to this beautiful conversation. And welcome, Nurain. I'm so happy to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Deepa. I am so blessed to be a part of Purna Wellbeing. I'm so glad. And
Beautiful,
yeah, looking forward to the coming journey with you all.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful. So, this is the first in this series, in this well-being series, and many more in the series to come in times to come, actually. So, let's go straight into today's topic. Nurain, would you like to lead?
Yeah. So today we'll be speaking about, how people reach a burnout and, how they can shift that state of being in a burnout to being more balanced and living in more peace. And this is something that we are commonly seeing among various employees and leaders across various corporate companies. And people are continuously working, or they're in the run, they're in that competition, and then when they're pausing, they're like, oh my god, there's no balance in my life, there's no peace of mind. And that is something we'll be covering today. Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. I can clearly say, Nurain, I was one of them. I remember still in 2013, I was in this beautiful large Aditya Birla Awards. I was so happy when I was receiving the award. Uh, but I was also aware that this award has come at the cost of many things actually. I had hit a burnout, and at that time I didn't know another way, so I did quit. Uh, of course, not to say that was the best decision in my life. So what happens, I mean, I'm talking about myself for sure. Achieving was very important for me. Success was very important to me. That time, well-being didn't matter. I didn't know the word actually.
Yeah.
Getting my rating was important. Getting recognition was important. Getting different opportunities was important. Getting an exceeded expectation in my work for my recognition was important. Staying focused on my goals was very, very important. So I clearly knew I had to reach somewhere. But what I observed, is that uh, as and when I reached my goals, it felt like it was not enough. And more I reflect now, I feel like most of us leaders are not tired because of hard work we put in, but it is because of the incessant thoughts and the unresolved emotions that go on in our mind. And one of my favorite actually is this whole feeling of, am I good enough? Am I worth it? Will I be able to crack it? I remember these thoughts really pulling me down and pulling my energy down. uh, what's your view on this?
It's interesting that you mentioned certain things like I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it, can I crack it? So all these are like so many doubts on ourselves and our, competence. Even though we might have all the degrees, all the skills, but somewhere we still wonder, you know, am I really good enough? And
Yes.
because of that, it just doesn't stop at that. It's like a whole connection with all the other components or
Yeah.
aspects of us as humans. Like, for example, you said, I'm not good enough, but that's a belief that many people hold, many leaders hold. But along with that, it triggers like responses of thoughts, your feelings and even your behaviors. So what happens is, even though your belief is I'm not good enough, you're having thoughts like, I don't think I should go for the meeting, or I think I shouldn't present, I'll give it to somebody else,
Yeah.
or so many other things. Those would be your
Yeah.
thoughts, and that causes feelings of maybe anxiety, sadness, stress, which is one of the major reasons why burnouts happen, that exhaustion. And then you end up behaving also in a different way. You don't sleep too well, because you're constantly overloaded with thoughts. Your sleep gets affected, your food gets affected, you don't want to exercise, you have like this kind of aches in your unexplained aches in your body, and you just don't know where it's coming from. So
Yeah.
it's not just a belief, like just a sentence that you are saying, or I am saying. It's an experience by itself, which
Absolutely.
comes out in all these different forms. And
Absolutely.
it's really important for us to look at those beliefs, because they are formed from a very young age to our teenage experience to even what happens in our corporate lives. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And they're so unconscious. We don't
Yeah,
even know that they're running in our mind.
exactly.
Now, with my experience with psychology and many learning many techniques, I understand that every thought, I think there is a structure behind it,
Yeah,
and they're like roots which have got anchored, and they play out. It's so automatic.
yeah,
But at that time, I never realized it, and it used to bother
yeah.
me. And when I hold space in my leadership coaching practice, I experience leaders go through this, and until we make the belief or the thoughts that are running and the structure of that thought very clear, and we see it right in front of us, we don't realize what has gripped us. You know, talking about it, I remember a client.
Mm-hmm.
I finished working with him, and he's also shared a testimonial. So it is only appropriate to bring it here. Um, he had come to me saying that I feel I have the potential, but I don't think I'm using my potential enough. What do I do? And we started the journey. And then, one of his thing was, if a new customer comes in and approaches him, he would shy away from taking that opportunity. So, uh, and he never understood why. It's an opportunity for him to crack, but he could never do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we deconstructed what's really happening, it was coming from a very childhood belief that whenever I meet a new person, I do not create a favorable first impression. And when in his childhood, he was told that, and he lived, and he was, I think he was 48 years old. So for so many years, he had lived with this narrative, with this belief
Mm-hmm.
that when a new person shows up, I do not create a favorable first impression.
Mm-hmm.
And that stopped him from saying yes to any person who came new in his business.
Mm-hmm.
When we uncovered it, and when he looked at it, I asked him, is it your truth? Is it really true? And he realized, no, it is not true. And then he chose to shift it, to change the structure of the thought.
Yeah.
And the next opportunity he got, he said, yes, I will go for the meeting. Not just that, he went ahead and created an organization for himself, and he employed five people, five
Mm-hmm.
resources in his organization, and he's a great entrepreneur today. So just by looking at the
Yeah.
structure of the belief, he could he could shift it.
Yeah.
And likewise, I have innumerable such beliefs.
Yeah. True.
How wonderful world would be
Yeah.
when we realize it and we shift it.
Yeah. And it's so beautiful that it's structured in like a proper belief format where you can actually uncover it with some help, and it can help you really shoot. It's rooted, like those beliefs are rooted, that's why it's very hard,
Yes,
but once they get uprooted, there's no one going to stop you from reaching your maximum potential,
absolutely.
like your client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what shifts? Everything is about energy.
Yeah.
So everything is so much about energy. What shifts is when we are gripped by this belief.
Hmm.
And I have struggled with I'm not good enough for many, many years.
Hmm.
With numerous practices, I have been able to shift. But when it comes and it grips me, I feel as if I am gripped by this shrinking energy. I shrink. My heart shrinks. In my emotional realm, I feel negative. I
Hmm.
feel my world of possibility completely
Hmm.
shrinks. I do not see possibilities. And then it takes some practices, looking at the sky, looking at certain narrative changing practices to really move to expansive energy and
Hmm.
step into that expansive energy, and then and then as I laugh at
Yeah.
myself, oh, Deepa, you are again gripped. And I laugh at myself and then come out of the
Hmm.
shrinking beliefs to come to expansive beliefs, and then the energy shifts. But it's quite a process. It
Yeah.
is. It is really, and it requires constantly monitoring what's going on in the inner world.
Yeah, yeah. So like, energy is not something we can see, but it's definitely what we can sense, what we can feel. So, how do you explain, burnout, with energy, with the energy perspective, and how do we shift that to life balance?
So, whenever when I hear the word burnout,
Yeah.
what comes to me is, so there are two energies,
Mm.
the shrinking energy and the expansive energy. And how do we sense this energy? With the sensing meter is the emotion. So when I'm in shrinking energy, I experience unresourceful emotions. Um, of I can't, I mean, I feel anxious, I feel fearful, I feel incompetent. I feel a lot of anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
fear actually. So I'm shrinking. Now, when I shift it to expansive energy, I feel inspired. I feel all ready. I feel open. I feel new ideas coming in. That's the
Mm-hmm.
sense I feel. Now, when I'm here, it's impossible to come here.
Yeah.
So there is a space in between, which is
Mm-hmm.
the neutral level, which I would call kind of I'm satisfied or I am content.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea is to shift my energy from feeling unresourceful to content. And from here, I can shift to being resourceful,
Expansive. Yeah.
to expansive.
Mm-hmm.
So, and how do I do it? I mean, how can we do it? It's just ask ourselves, what is my state of mind right now? Am I feeling resourceful or, resourceful state, resourceful emotions, or am I feeling unresourceful?
Yeah.
If I'm feeling unresourceful, come to this stage too.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways you can change the body language and become resourceful, or you can change the environment, like go to an open space or light a nice candle, have a good
Mm-hmm.
aroma, speak to people we love, be have a hug, have a nice conversation, have a nice cup of chai, for
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
just simple things,
Yeah.
and shift things in the environment. Or
Mm-hmm.
the third thing is just shift the way I'm thinking. Just
Mm-hmm.
make up that mind that I want to shift from this space to the expansive
Mm-hmm.
space. So there are ways to shift to come to a neutral level,
Mm-hmm.
and then come to, okay, what's my inspiration? And
Mm-hmm.
so come to that expansive state.
Yeah.
And it's the problem is burnout happens when for a
Mm-hmm.
longer period of time I'm staying in the unresourceful state.
Mm-hmm.
So, because like you said, it's rooted.
Yeah.
We feel rooted in that and we feel unresourceful. And that, when it's for a prolonged state, we feel the burnout, we feel the stress. So, asking that question, what can I do to shift and come to a neutral state, is the first step. And
Mm-hmm.
then, probably go
Mm-hmm.
to the expansive state. And a lot of times I've not been able to do it by myself. So I seek help. I go to a therapist, I go to my coach,
Yeah.
and I take help.
Yeah, I would actually say that, even when I joined Purna Wellbeing at that point, even I didn't understand the concept of energy and I was like, what is this? But as we started speaking more and, when I was going through whatever life issues came up, I really felt when I would speak to you and seek that help out, like you would help me or enable me to look at the expansive for starters. And then I would make up my mind where, I feel my choice of, shifting comes into
Yes,
play. So like I felt very powerful, like empowered,
yes,
like Arey, this is too in my hand. And I can actually move forward if I wish to move forward. And yes, your help was there to push me forward.
yes,
So it was like I have experienced this
yes,
myself.
yes,
And it's
yes,
really
yes,
beautiful how we can't see
absolutely.
something, but it can move us
Yes,
completely.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And all of us are leaders in ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, beautiful choice.
Yeah.
That's the word. And when
Yeah.
we exercise our choice, we feel powerful. We
Yeah.
empower ourselves to make that choice.
Yeah.
Then, when we are in that state, where is the question of burnout?
Yeah. Exactly.
We are actually stepping out of that
Mm-hmm.
and literally embracing
Yeah.
a new empowered state.
Yeah, I think it's very important, for leaders to know that it's not a permanent state. It is something that is preventable. All you need is a little help from outside and, making up your mind and taking that leap for yourself. And that choice is within them. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
but it is preventable, which is something I would want to see again and again. It's not like the end of the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. So it's really my invitation to all of you who are watching us, who are listening to us, that if you feel uh, you're in a state which is unresourceful, like Nuren says, we don't have to be in that state. But if you land up there, then there is hope. So there are so many ways to shift the state. Exercise your choice, feel powerful,
Yeah.
come to a neutral state, and then to an expansive state. Take help. Take help from people you know, your mentors, your coach. You can even reach out to us, and you can write to Deepa at purnawellbeing.com or Noreen at purnawellbeing.com. And we will be there to help you in any way possible.
Yeah.
And I say this because we all deserve to live in well-being and balance. It's existing. It's a reservoir. It just exists. We just have to dip in our hands and take as much as we need for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Nurain.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Thank you
we'll be
so
back.
much for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be back.
Yeah.
Okay, take care, Deepa. Bye
Bye.
bye.